right, everyone here, go on and get going.
Yep.
I have the clicker. Good. So if you've not already had a chance to get some
rolling.
food and adult beverage, go ahead and do so, please. We will thank Dr. Schumacher for providing food and said adult beverages, which is very kind. Unfortunately, I'm told that we cannot be used to having this type of spread at every single meeting that we have, but we will take advantage of at least for one of those.
Well, I guess I could even stand here and do this, and at least I'm out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that might actually work, but I'm not in the way. If Doug's presenting there, I could stand here, still look here, so I'm not in the way.
I'll also say it's going to help if we have some even distribution of people at each table, which will make more sense once we get to the game aspect of our session. So that way Cassie is not all by herself representing table 3. And right now, nobody at table 3. So, oh, that's right, I'm at table 3.
I'll join someone else.
Or does anybody want to join me at home at table 3? That wasn't the
We will probably have to move people to table 3 and 6.
If not, that's okay. We can always respin.
We can always respin.
Bill's at table 3 up by himself.
There we go. Bill takes the right. Bill, we need you at table 3.
You gonna have a seat at table 3, Bill?
There we go.
All right. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, very good. My name is Doug Mead, IR Director here at Terra. Melissa Ramirez, Institutional Effectiveness Director. And what we're going to do for the next 55 minutes or so is to provide what is going to be a series of presentations that is going to help prepare campus for our upcoming Higher Learning Commission, or HLC, site visit, which is going to take place on March 25th and 26th of 2024, which is rapidly approaching. Now, the reason why we are having these informational sessions is when the site team from HLC arrives, there's a good likelihood that they're going to want to talk to a variety of stakeholders on campus. And it's very likely that the individuals that are sitting here are among those stakeholder groups that they'll want to talk to. So one of the things that we want to do is to give you kind of a broad overview of the type of information that we're going to be submitting to HLC that they're ultimately going to be reviewing, so you have a general idea of what it is that you could be asked and a general idea of the type of responses maybe that they're looking for and the type of information that they're looking for. So what we're going to do is try to keep our talking at you at a minimum today. Melissa has designed and developed a very cool interactive game that we're going to spend actually probably the bulk of the session on. We're going to give away some door prizes. So it should be a good way to spend the last hour of our day on a Tuesday or Wednesday. This is Wednesday. So thank you. Sure. So please, as we're going through this, or when we reach the conclusion, if you have any questions on this, this is the time to ask them. Again, this is about your preparation, so we want to make sure that we're arming you with all the information that is going to best help you. So for today's session, we're going to look at the first of 5 different criteria that HLC is going to be reviewing prior to their arrival on campus, which is the mission. So what happens prior to the visit is we submit to them a very lengthy document called an assurance argument. And the assurance argument covers each of these 5 criteria. And the idea is that we're supposed to provide an argument on how we are proving that we are meeting each of these sections. So what we're going to do with each of these informational sessions is go over each of the pieces of the criterion separately, so we have an idea of exactly what it's covering, what we've already covered as the draft has been completed, and help kind of fill in some gaps and give you a chance to kind of ask some questions so we're all on the same page. Now, this is the only guiding statement that HLC provides us to write our narrative on. And as you can see, it's not much. However, when you look at the statement, while it indicates that, okay, our institution's mission is clear and articulated, that last part I think is interesting. Guides the institution's operation. So what they're looking for in a response to this is an argument of how the mission at Terra is integrated into absolutely everything that we do, from academics to athletics to student services to everything. So this is the reason why it takes an entire campus to make this type of visit a success and to make it happen, because it literally does involve everybody. So to give you an idea of where we stand on this, right now I think we have a 50-page narrative just on this particular criterion piece. So there's a lot that goes in because we want to make sure that we're proving an argument and we're giving examples that are reflective of all these areas on campus. So they break it down a little bit more by providing these core components. So they take that one guiding statement and they kind of give a little bit more detail on the types of things that they're looking for. One of the slides that we didn't include is that there's also a series of subcomponents to these core components that give a little bit more structure to it. But at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to provide an argument for. So with the argument, they want to be able to show that, okay, we're giving a statement that, yes, the institution's mission is articulated publicly and operationalized throughout the institution, but more importantly, how do we prove that? What is the evidence that we're providing that actually shows we are doing it? One of the things that we've been able to do is meet with a HLC consultant that's helping us review our assurance argument prior to the submission. And one of the things that she even emphasized to us today is it's not just a matter of giving a laundry list of things. We have the mission posted in people's offices. We've used the mission to help guide our strategic plan, whatever it is. What they want to see is, what is the impact? What does it actually mean? What's the after effect? So we did these things. What did it actually do for the campus? What are the results from that? That really is going to be the core of the type of evidence and argument that we want to provide for this. So ultimately, with the type of responses that we're given, we want to show that the mission is connected to everything. And we want to give examples of how that's connected to everything. So I'll give you some examples of that. So when we're looking at ways of, with the mission talking about providing a high educational experience for our students and making sure that the type of curriculum that we're providing aligns with that. So providing evidence such as the creation of the Gen 1000 course as a requirement for all students that provides that foundational framework that we want all students to have as they're going through their curriculum. That's a big piece. I mean, that speaks to all of the aspects of our mission statement and the result of which we can point to. We can point to the number of students who have completed it. We can point to the type of outcomes that we have attached to that class, and then the success of which that they're bringing to the rest of their curriculum regardless of the program or study that they choose to enroll in. Examples such as the welding lab, I think, is another one. That's a great example of there was a need from the local business community. We were able to secure the funds to create and enhance and enlarge our current welding training facility, and now we're able to bring in and train additional students. That's a perfect beginning, middle, and conclusion. That's the type of argument that we want reflected and that we already have reflected in this narrative. So what's important for all of us, and this will be more clear as we go through the game process, is I want you to kind of think about your particular area and how your particular area aligns with the mission and vision of the institution. Are your day-to-day tasks aligned directly with the mission? Do we have them in mind as we are designing new initiatives, as we're going through our day-to-day operations, as we're looking ahead on how we want to improve. How you're looking to improve your areas is the mission taken into account as we're doing that. Those are the types of questions that the HLC team is ultimately going to be asking us. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no scripted response that we want to give you. It really just comes down to an organic, how does it work for you? So what they want to see is that it's something that we have given thought to, and it's something that we actually utilize when we're making strategic decisions. So with the development of the new strategic plan that's going to be launched very shortly, I believe, at the next board meeting, where we're getting approval for the next 2024-2026 plan. How is the mission and vision being integral in designing this strategic plan? Every single goal and component of that plan should speak to the mission and vision directly. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, and that's ultimately what we want to make sure that when you have a chance to speak with them, that we're articulating at the same time.
All right, so what is our mission, vision, and core values? Our mission is to provide the highest quality education and training to our students, faculty, staff, and community. Our vision is to be the model for academic excellence, student-focused service, and community engagement. And our core values, teamwork, excellence, respect, responsibility, and accountability. Thanks, Doug. So as we are looking at Criterion 1, here are some questions that you may be asked, and hint, hint, you might see these later on during this presentation. But some of these helpful questions that you may want to ask yourself related to Criterion 1 is the institution's mission understood broadly? Where is the mission statement located? So as you're walking around campus, what areas, what buildings do you see the mission statement? When and how was the mission developed, the process? Who was involved and had input? How did students, faculty, staff, and community members become aware of it? So think about our online learners, any kind of community activities that we have. How do they become aware of our mission, vision, and core values? Where is the mission published? Think about marketing materials out there on the website. How is the mission reviewed? When? How often? Who is involved in the review process to ensure it still fits the purpose of it for existence? And exactly what Doug had mentioned earlier is how does your office, department, or division contribute to Terra State's mission, vision, and core values? So those are just some questions to think about and that you might see again later. So how you can help. As Doug had mentioned earlier, we are going to be offering a series of presentations to help prepare the campus. Take a moment to reflect on the things that we have done here at Terra State in the past 5 years, and be ready to share your reflections with HLC peer review team. And it's okay that if you don't know the answer, and it's okay to say I don't know when being asked by a peer reviewer, and it's also okay to share not only the great things happening here at Terra State, but also some of the challenges that the institution may be facing. And just look at this as an opportunity to tell our story of who we are and what we do here at Terra State. This here just provides the schedule of our upcoming HLC information sessions. Our next session will take place Wednesday, November 8th from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Neely, and it's going to focus on Criterion 2, integrity, ethical, and responsible conduct. So what's next? Just become familiar with Terra State's Preparing for the HLC Visit webpage. This webpage out on our website, this is where you're going to see the schedule for the upcoming HLC information sessions, possible questions that you may be asked from the HLC peer review team, as well as we are going to be posting Criterion 1 for a review for the campus. We want to hear your input. We will also send out an email when that's ready for a review. Also take a moment to review Terra State's website, especially if you're in charge with a department page, program pages. We want to make sure everything that we're providing our students and the community members that is accurate information and up-to-date information so that we are following the guidelines with HLC's assumed practices.
And let me piggyback real quick on that. For the Criterion 1, when we put that out for public comment, please make sure you do take a second to read it and provide us feedback. The nice thing is we want to make sure that we allow enough time to be able to implement any of that feedback that you provide. So basically, we've gone through a lot of layers of review of this narrative prior to getting to this point. We've had an internal review team. We have an HLC consultant that's also taking a look at this. So this is really our last step, the public commentary part of this. But it doesn't mean that it's locked and done by any stretch of the imagination. So if there are things that you think could augment or add to this, or you think that maybe we don't even need to add at all and we can take out, let us know. I mean, this is great feedback to be able to take this. We don't have to actually submit this into HLC until February. So we want to allow some time for that to happen. But we're going to be doing the same thing with each of the other criteria. So as we have our information session, we're going to follow that up very quickly with submitting that for public commentary. So take some time to take a look at that, read through it, send us questions that you may have, but use this as your opportunity to provide any input on that you would like.
Okay. Also, go back, Doug,
Yep.
just 1 second. Also in December, we will be receiving a notification from HLC regarding the student opinion survey. There are some handouts out there so that everybody has an overview of what our students will be asked. This survey will be provided to our students 2 months prior to our site visit, and we will get the results 1 month prior to our site visit.
So we did have a previous session prior to this one, and some of these are actually very integral components that we want to make sure that people walk away with. So while we do want to encourage departmental or unit conversations as it pertains to the mission, please also keep in mind some of these other important things. We should all know when the site team is going to be here. That's a big piece. Second, that there were 3 things that were, I wouldn't say necessarily cited by our previous review, but things that were mentioned as things that we need to focus on campus. And those 3 primary things were our policies and procedures, making sure that we take a look at those, reviewing and making sure that they're current and up to date, our outcomes assessment process, making sure that we have everything documented and that we have, again, as we talked about in the beginning, a clear line of, okay, we've used it, we've gathered this information, now what are we doing with this information? And of course, the final, which is the institutional research piece and the ability to make data-driven decisions. So that's really the 3 primary components that we've also tried to weave into this narrative that we have worked to address. Anything else here you want to highlight?
Just take a moment to look at our
Yep.
comprehensive site visit. Will take place March 25th, 26th, 2024. And just an overview of what happens with the HLC site visit in case some of you did not attend the last information session. Peer review team will visit our campus for about a day and a half. They will be hosting open forum sessions for all faculty, students, and staff. They will review our federal compliance materials as well as review our assurance argument. Once they have concluded their visit, they will go ahead and issue their final recommendation to HLC's Institutional Action Council.
And what's interesting about the structure of that visit, I think, is that they actually limit the audience for a lot of these forums. So, for example, they will have an open forum for all of campus. However, they will not want the leadership team or board of trustees to attend because they have their own session. They want to encourage free responses and conversation as much as possible. So there'll be opportunities for everyone to have an opportunity to speak and meet with them, but they do try to control them to a certain degree in order to provide for that. So I thought that was a really interesting way that they have designed it, but that's something to expect as a campus as we move forward.
Does anybody have any questions? All right.
Jennifer?
Well, are you gonna, there's more, you're gonna keep going?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
My question might be answered, so.
No, that's all right. No, fire away. Do it. Fire away.
Well, I mean, like, so this is very helpful, love it, but actually what would be even more helpful, especially because I'm still considered new in some regards, is, you know, to actually get some answers to these, like, is it kind of up to our, like, in other words, like, the one was, where is the mission in the buildings? Like, well, okay, I know it's in B, so it's in conference room, but I don't know, like, I don't have to say where it's at in building B, or, you know what I mean? Like, so are you gonna be using these sessions, and maybe that's the next step? That
We have an
I'm
activity
stealing your
coming up.
thunder. See, I told you.
That's all right.
Now-
Well, Jennifer, let me follow up with that. So, yes, we will be We will be diving into that a little bit
Yes.
right now, but we're also gonna follow up with that with what Melissa was explaining about posting not only the possible questions that you may be asked, but also possible responses that you can
Okay,
give.
because I was like, yeah, that's fine, great with questions.
Yes.
We're
Oh, yeah, and then that last information session that's gonna take place,
Were you with me? Okay.
Jennifer, also the last information session, that's all we're gonna do for the last one, is go over these questions and kind of go that route too. So that's all we're gonna do for that last session.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay,
We wanna make sure everyone is armed with all of the information that they may want to have prior to the
am I standing?
And I emphasized that just this morning. If you have colleagues that are not able to attend, if you're not able to attend all the sessions, Melissa and I are happy to attend a department meeting. We're happy to meet with you one-on-one. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to make sure that you have the information that you need so that you're comfortable with potential questions and answers that will be part of the visit, please let us know. Honestly, that is what we are doing between now and March. So do not hesitate to reach out and contact us.
All right,
All right,
so,
all
you do not have to join this one. This is something different. All right, so who will answer the next question? We have the spin the wheel activity, Jennifer. So how the game works is,
Here, I'll join you for
all right, so let me explain how the game's gonna work here.
No, I don't.
Okay,
Not quite.
so Doug and I are gonna spin the wheel.
I wish.
Okay, if the arrow lands on your number, your table number, then someone from your table will answer the question. We ask that you nominate a spokesperson, or you can graciously just shout it out for your answer, okay? You do have the opportunity to pass to another table. We can spin the wheel again. If everybody at your table answers the question correctly, you will get a ticket and you'll be to enter in a drawing for a possible gift card. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we get started?
It changes to a table 15.
Oops.
All right, we're gonna spin the wheel.
Wheel accreditation.
Wait, was there a phone a friend feature because
Yeah. Can we phone a friend?
Table 3. Woo! How many criteria
I'm not
does
worried.
HLC have?
5.
Yes.
Yay.
All right, let's get tickets.
Yay.
yeah.
Oh, Lisa, I should have asked you to bring your mouse.
Oh.
Oh, no.
All right, we're gonna spin the wheel again.
Oh, God.
You know what? I
I'm gonna
can.
answer to this.
Melissa, I'm gonna run back and get one.
It's your
You want me
lucky
to reset?
day.
Hang on, we're gonna do it again. Hang on, we're gonna do it again.
Newest employee here today.
Whew, let's do this again.
Uh-oh.
Table 4.
Oh, jeez.
How
Nice
would you
music.
describe Terra State's mission?
I mean, what?
How would you describe it?
Education and training to students, faculty, staff, and community.
Good job. Yay.
All right. All right, we're gonna spin the wheel.
Well, they asked us to wish out.
Where do you find the mission statement? Great. I don't know.
You do too.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna do it again. Table 3.
You better know the answer. Because I don't.
Don't play the lottery.
Oh my god.
Play the lottery.
I say that's table 5. That looks like a 5 to me. Table 5.
All right, table 5. We're gonna go to table 5. Where would you find the mission statement?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Building B lobby
There you go.
All right.
and probably an A100, right? You guys have a mission? No, they don't.
The website?
The website. Oh, every board meeting in the board packet.
Yeah.
Oh, in the boardroom.
There you
Wait,
go.
there's probably more. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yep.
Oh.
Take one down, pass it around.
Where is the mission posted? Is it A100?
There you go.
What, three? Did I give you the five,
Building B.
four,
Is it
three,
in building A?
2, 3, and 4. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Wait, that's the criteria.
Okay, are we ready?
We count ourselves winners.
Oh my goodness. All right, we'll go to the next one. There we go again. I feel like it's on table 3.
Look at 3 again.
Yeah, mine
Ooh.
That's great. I
I
like the
think
music.
that looks like a 6.
Okay.
Table 6.
No, because table 6 is not.
Table 1.
Table 1.
Table 1 then. What is Terra State's mission statement?
What is the mission?
We just did that.
Did we? No, we didn't. Where,
We
we
did
did,
it.
where's the mission located?
No, we did do the mission.
That was how would you describe in your own words. So this
She
is what
described the words
is.
of the
What
mission.
is the
So this is, she described it. So this is, I know the question.
That's right.
To provide the highest quality education and training for
He's
students.
looked it up on his phone.
Alright.
I need to get one of those. Good old Henry.
No, I think he just was on the website.
Alright, here we go.
Oh,
The
did he have
little
a card?
card?
I have about this many, but that's all I think there is. So yeah, we should probably get some.
I had it quoted. Here we go.
Are you sure?
Sounds like it.
We'll do
Are you
table
sure?
five.
Alright, table 5. How does Terra State's mission guide the college's work?
What was it?
How does Terra State's mission guide the college's work? So you can see it.
Well, let's see. So let's think about education and training, right? High quality education and training. So we have all of those things that that our classes adhere to, the course, like the
Core
OTP
values.
things,
Mm-hmm.
and our goals that are in every syllabus
Mm-hmm.
and on Canvas for every class. I know that the instructors are qualified because they are rigorously interviewed and have all their experience. Your turn. Highest quality education. That's all we got now. Next.
So I think
As I said, is anybody else gonna chime in for an additional ticket?
Decision making.
how does the mission guide how it work? So when I, to Jennifer's point.
Oh wait, Megan.
Okay.
Oh.
Curriculum was recently restructured or revised.
Yes, it was.
I don't have the word, but to be more relevant and provide our students more of what they need when they graduate. I think nurse's mission statement for the year is carried as well.
That's a great, and that's a great thing to make sure that we bring to their attention is that, that we have program departmental mission statements that would align with the institution's mission. I would also make a suggestion that as this topic may come up, while the site visit team is here, is to think outside of just academics. Because again, what they're looking for, especially in this criteria, is how it affects all of our college operations. So what does the mission mean to how we advise students, how we tutor students, to how we work with veterans, to our community engagement. All those pieces we want to make sure that we're trying to address. So it's things to think about even within your units that how we could give a response like that.
I would like to hear more examples. Ooh, Kern Center. Oh,
I don't know who you pointed at.
I wouldn't either.
Okay. Well, if I were asked that, and Doug, what you just said made a lot of sense to think outside academics, but being a faculty member, that's kind of where my mind goes immediately. I would talk about some of the work that we've done in the English department in terms of transitioning away from standalone developmental writing courses towards the co-requisite model, which the math department's been working on as well. And this is something that's data-driven decision that was made with a lot of our own institutional research and was rigorously piloted and is something that we work with advising on and shows that it's very effective in things like those achievement gaps. So really proud of the work that we've done so far, and it's worked great elsewhere. It's worked great so far here as well.
It's a great example. Thank you. And what I also love about that, and you'll probably see some mention of the co-requisite model in the narrative, is the fact that there's also national standards that it's based around and national work. So it wasn't even just a localized initiative, which I think lends itself to, again, that we're really taking those and then making it our own. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we have a concept, but what does it look like for Terra? So to Melissa's point about making sure that we're telling our story, how do we take those things and then how do we tell it from the Terra perspective? That's a perfect example. But from outside of academics, Melissa and I were talking about this earlier. The redesign of A100 is a good example of that, of how that was used to provide a better experience for students coming in. All-in-one days would be another example of how we can better service numerous students through that initial advising process. So I think there's a couple core things that we can put together and include.
And providing service to the public good, our articulation agreements, with our other institutional partners as well. So kind of thinking, giving students additional options. So.
Right. Yeah, different pathway.
All right.
I hope it's 3.
Everybody's looking at it. What's the vision?
Number 2.
Oh, come on. Table two. What is Terra State's vision?
Darn it, I knew that.
Oh, jeez, that's what I don't know. I look at this stuff every day. You think I would know.
To be a model of academic excellence.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. Yeah.
Focus service and community engagement is also listed on it.
All right.
Nice job.
Okay, everybody's gonna I want this one. Yeah, everybody wants the core values. Oh, did you see that? That is totally.
Stop down there.
All right, what?
No, you got it.
Am I gonna go to a different table? Are we good? Table 3?
You got 5
Teamwork.
Yep.
Excellent.
4 table.
Responsibility. Respect.
Respect. And?
Oh, one per table?
One per table. One per table.
1 per table. Let's go through one. Let's go through the room. Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, you guys start.
Very focused on remember what Tara
That's right,
stood
we'll start.
for.
Let's start. Go for it. Start. Yes.
Teamwork.
Excellent.
Responsibility.
Accountability.
Accountability.
I need more numbers on this wheel. All right.
Yeah.
Like, did you see that glitch? That little thing that stop.
It's like it knows.
I'm gonna go with table 6.
Table 6.
Table
Table
six.
6.
There's no one at 6.
Oh, sorry.
Table 1.
Table 1. What makes Terra State unique?
Ooh.
Well, our location.
We have a good relationship with our industrial community with their education aspect, where they want to send their people here to get trained.
We have partnerships with other institutions like mortuary science.
Right?
Good stuff. Anybody else?
So I think an interesting possible question could be, okay, we have a number of higher ed institutions in a very close geographical area from here, including 2 other community colleges. So what makes our institution unique from those institutions? So nursing, for example, what makes our nursing program unique from Owens? considering the close proximity in location.
We have 100% pass rates on the NCLEX.
There we go.
Yes.
Boom, there you go.
Good one.
Our transfer students perform exceptionally well.
Yes.
That's a great, we have that.
Oh,
great
that's
one.
right.
UT example.
UT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The landing, that's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Student athletes.
Do a lot of
Yep.
community
We have a few of
college
Loving it.
athletics.
Anybody else?
Not all. They do, but not all.
Yeah.
Commitment to technical education in addition to the transfer partners. We meet community needs, and we do our training and our technical education exceptionally well.
Good.
People I want next to me when the HLC people are here.
Yes.
There's one, there's one.
Oh, Doug, did you say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Table 2. How does Terra State serve the public good? Are you taking a seat?
Okay. So, we do a lot of things for the community. I think we help build community around not just our college students, but through like the Kern Center. We also have our career fair coming up, which is great opportunities, not just for the college students here, but for people also in the community. We're trying to create that atmosphere. Also, we're doing a lot of stuff with our student events. So Mackenzie's been pulling that community in and doing a good job with that. And I think just in general, we're really good at making sure students get to see who they need to see, when they need to see them, and kind of being very personable with students, so.
Anybody else? Bill?
We're both an economic and educational anchor institution in our region.
Yes.
Kids college.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice, yes. Adam?
I figured after that, just by following our mission statement and providing an education, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I think that a community college is one of the greatest engines of social mobility in our society.
Yes.
And I was listening to a podcast over the weekend. It was a podcast called Pedagogues, which specifically is about writing classrooms. But they were interviewing a community college professor who's been teaching in community college level for about 40 years. And he made an interesting point that I've been thinking about a lot, which is the type of students who attend a community college are the types of students who can benefit the most from having a college education. Now, I'm not sure that's a really great answer because that doesn't necessarily make us unique among community colleges, but that was the first thing I thought of. Simply by providing educational resources to the area.
Absolutely.
But I think it does make us unique in terms of how we address it specifically, because how we address it is going to be different from any other institution. Because we also have a different student base than a lot of other institutions.
Yes.
I mean, being a primarily rural institution, we're going to be dealing with that in a much different way than Oklahoma State or Cincinnati
Yes.
State would from a more urban standpoint. So I think that concept is absolutely on point, because their needs are going to be different from students or prospective students from our service districts. And Melissa, I apologize because I just now realized that we were going to alternate questions, and I have neglected to do so. So
Hey,
I will take the
no,
next question.
we're good. We're good. I got it.
Our audience MC over here.
Nice, Doug. I see how you roll now.
What do you say?
Yeah. Which table are you gonna pick now?
I think it's table 4.
Table 4 then. All right, table 4.
In what way does your department support the mission?
I mean, I think one, we kind of serve as kind of like a welcome center to Terra State a lot of times. So we do have a lot of people from the community coming in and asking pretty much anything about campus. I get a lot of random calls about, do you guys offer students as well, if they don't know where to go, they come to us, so just, I don't know if it's necessarily a training, but like we can train them where they need to go moving forward.
Okay. Anybody else from this table? No?
And again, as a hint, this would be the exact topic that if you could bring to any of your future department meetings would be a great one. Even if you could spend 5 minutes at the end of the meeting just spitballing, just exactly as you did, I think that would be a great way to generate some conversation around that topic. Because I would almost guarantee that if you're speaking to the site team, this is absolutely going to be a question that they ask, without question.
Go to that table. You got 3 different individuals sitting there. So each of you come up with an answer on this.
For
Lisa, go
HR.
last.
For HR, I would say for new employees, we're like the first impression, so we kind of show them what Tara's about.
Marketing. We support all the information that the college puts out. You know, I have to make sure everything's accurate, up to date. People know what's going on in the college. You know, our mission is in front of people, and your policies are updated, and marketing materials are updated as much as possible. And you know, everybody who comes to campus knows what's going on and has the information readily available.
Well, I'm just gonna go with my tiny little me department. So, I thought I got all the strangers walking in off the street with questions, actually, and a lot of them are about emotional support animals, interestingly enough. But it's the same thing. You don't know the answers, but you know who they should talk to. And also, you know, the people that I work with are the ones that are keeping the college going and moving it into the future while we take care of our students and our faculty and our staff right now.
Anything else?
Quality of education and training. My department, along with academic deans, I think we're quality control. It's our job to make sure that we're delivering quality, relevant programming to our students, to our people within our own campus, but also the community.
How about rigor?
Absolutely.
Anything different over here?
If the projector wasn't working when we came in, it would be working now.
I would say the foundation is a support department, and we support all the other departments in their missions. We support the college overall in terms of helping to provide additional funding, to be able to stay innovative, to be able to provide the quality education in order to stay relevant to our community partners and et cetera. And of course, all the community outreach and the relationships that we help, you know, try to build, again, making the institution relevant and helping to ensure we can fulfill our mission. So.
Great. You guys got anything else?
I think from an advising standpoint, they do a really good job of making sure each individual student's case and concerns are heard. So that way, when there is trouble or they aren't in the path that they need to be to succeed, that we can do everything we can to remedy the situation and kind of get them to where they need to be to kind of reach that mission statement and get to that point. So,
We really get to bridge the gap between students and instructors. If the student is having issues, we get to be the I'll be your point man to take care of this problem for you, which for someone who's a first gen or it's huge because they've never had someone go through this. So to kind of come alongside them and go through that program or that period of life with them means a lot to those students. So that's a really unique opportunity that we get in advising.
We remember the first gens, the first time a roadblock goes up, what are they gonna do? They're gonna turn and hightail it out.
They're done. And
So our goal has to be to be the bridge
Yeah.
from faculty member to this. What else? Anything else? That was a good question. Good answer, better answers. Good question, better answer.
Well, a really good example is our success coaches.
Right.
that
Tutoring
touch a lot, and we
services.
have our tutoring services. The instructors are excellent supports because they, you know, the classes are small enough that students feel that they can talk right to the instructor directly. Let me think. There are mental health services too, right? And then students who are struggling.
Close closet.
Oh, that kind,
Right.
other
Yeah.
kinds of struggling, right? I was just thinking of studying, but you are right. There are jobs and scholarships.
Right.
Back at ya.
Right.
How else would they be struggling? Time management.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa said that.
Did she say?
Yeah, scholarship.
I did say it.
Sorry,
Hey, early alert system?
Yes.
Accessibility.
Oh,
Degree
yeah.
audit. Degree or what?
Degree.
Degree works.
Yeah.
We have a laptop loaning
Ooh.
program.
Oh, that's a good one.
What did he say?
Laptop loan program.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else? On the table?
Nobody pays for parking.
Free
Yeah,
parking.
free parking.
Nice.
$50 a year.
We have.
How much?
$350?
Dollar a day?
At UT.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, spin the wheel.
Table 6.
Nobody at table 6? Aw.
I think Ron is at table 6. I think so.
Uh-oh, shall I respin? Let's go ahead and just do it
Group
one
one
more
respin.
time. We'll do a respin.
Well, I think this is gonna be a group one anyway.
Right?
Yep.
Well,
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's the universe saying group,
Okay.
group response.
Group response.
Yes.
Alright,
So,
Give me one.
The new welding lab?
right?
Nice.
oh, that was fun. Yeah.
The new
Welding
welding
lab.
lab?
I like that mortuary degree.
Yes.
That was fun.
Okay. Do you
The landing.
The
have a
landing.
number as to
Sports.
how many?
What do you mean?
Yes, it's just.
No.
Just
Nope.
Yep.
Sports.
Go on.
Athletics.
Feel there's new nursing curriculum.
Yes. The athletics.
Say
Athletic.
that out loud.
Say it.
Cybersecurity.
We just found out today, we've got our 5-year accreditation report extended,
Nice.
Just today?
just
For
today.
cyber?
Yay.
Nice.
Could again bring up the co-requisites that the English department has implemented as well as the math department. As well, just speaking personally as lead faculty in English, standardizing some of the curriculum that we had, creating Canvas master shells for all of our classes now, so new adjuncts coming in can get everything loaded into their classes, whatever they might be teaching in the English or speech department. But of course, this is my own very narrow view here. That's my 2 cents at least.
Mm. I'm just gonna say getting through the pandemic. That was good. We did it good.
Upgrading most of our labs on campus, specific to, building E.
Math lab's nice.
The math lab.
CNC
Big,
lab.
big upgrade.
Yeah.
What else?
The CNC partner.
That's it, grand opening
Right.
coming up. When is it coming up?
November 3rd.
Yay.
If you're attending, you're welcome to. Please RSVP at tara.edu/CNC.
That'll
Jingle.
cost you 2 tickets for that.
The things we accomplished in A100 with, coming after the Title III grant, and really standing
Yes.
that department up.
Mhm.
Coming back to, the HR department, right, standing that up after we had a bunch you were appointing at.
100%
Pass rate.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yay.
Let's see, 5 semesters of enrollment growth? You guys should have said that, right?
Right?
Yeah, should've.
We hired a IR person.
Yes?
Yay.
Yeah.
I don't count what I've done,
Don't count.
right?
So far,
Yes,
so far.
So far.
I just said person.
Well,
I
and
didn't say
there
person.
are-
I just said hired a position.
And grants, there are grants.
Multiple.
Many brands.
Review of all institutional policies.
Ooh, yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Still in the process.
Remains full.
Getting there.
We are
Is that enough?
experiencing.
That's
the,
enough, yes.
We're experiencing the fifth semester of consecutive enrollment increases.
See, you
Yeah,
guys should
five.
have said
Yes.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We had 5, we're going on 6,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
In March it'll be six, hopefully.
So is there a big one that we missed? Oh, there was some paving.
Paving.
And what was it?
Hey, $2.78 million to pave our parking lot B.
Wow.
And then another 4.7 million, or, I'm sorry, no, 578,000, not million. What did you just say? The solar field.
Solar
The
Yes.
deferred maintenance project that we just got completed,
Yeah.
which caught us up probably, what did we say, 6 biennial budgets that it would have taken us to get all these, those projects up to speed. Those were good ones, really good ones. You forget about that.
It's been
Yeah, it's
5
good to
years for our
practice it.
50th anniversary.
We survived that. The landings.
The landings.
The landings, getting completed and then, moving all the students in after the semester started in fall of 2018.
That's right.
Secured the second largest gift in the history of the college.
Oh,
There
how
you go.
could we
Nice.
forget?
All right. I think we're getting closer to the end, but let's go with this one.
You're so lucky. What do you say, Cassie?
Campus climate.
Hopeful. Learning.
Oh, hey,
You know,
hopeful. Did I hear
conducive.
that today?
I did.
Yeah, we did hear that today.
Yeah. Learning. What?
Wow.
We were talking about that in the leadership. Megan had her
Where did you hear that?
mission,
I didn't even hear
vision
that
value
one.
statement. She's talked about hope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I think this is a
What I
good
see.
group response one as well,
yeah.
Okay.
especially all the departments we have represented.
Hopeful.
It's a good group of hardworking people.
Yeah.
I would say committed, to your point, a lot of committed individuals
Yeah.
to the mission.
Right.
And we help each other.
Committed.
No, just in general, thank you.
And
Overall.
Right.
overall, yep.
These were set.
Just think if you were.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. You had something. You were like, come on, Megan.
Campus.
Anybody
time.
else?
I'll go for this one.
Oh, okay.
So in my experience being here, 6 weeks now maybe, I would say the climate is very helpful and nice and willing and giving and open door policy. And then talking to instructors and faculty, the love that they have for what they do.
Definitely.
Yes.
So
I see that.
inspired.
Faculty strong.
Good. That's great.
I would say, one of the things that I love most about teaching at Terra is how open and approachable everybody is. I mean, I can only imagine if I were teaching at Ohio State, I probably wouldn't be able to just walk right up to the president and say hello, probably never would cross paths, or the BPAA or provost or whatever it's called there. I have a friend who taught for a while at OSU and said he never even met his department chair other than the job interview. So, the fact that we're so tight-knit is really awesome.
Passionate. I think so many people around here are passionate about being in the classroom, working with the students,
I think this will
being
be
that
fun. It is
conduit
the last
to helping that student secure their educational goals. not just Harvard, right? Because we all, may have goals for that student to get them in the English and the math and within 30 hours and doing all that. But it's very passionate people that we are blessed to have on this campus.
I think we're gonna wrap it up because the 3 minutes, but Jennifer, was
Happy
this
ending.
something that you were looking for as far as like the questions being
I
asked
am
and?
fully equipped with